Hello everyone and welcome to Friday Live. My name is Ashley Hay. I'm the importer of Powertex for Australia and also an artist. So I have been working with Powertex for many years and I absolutely love using it in my artwork. So I've probably been using it since about 2010 and I became the importer in the middle of 2011. So lots of years under my belt and of course all my life as an artist. When I came across Powertex, I just went, oh my goodness, what I can do with this fantastic medium, and I was so excited by the possibilities, and I've been playing with and exploring them ever since. So what we're going to look at today is we're actually going to look at mixing colour with Powertex Universal Medium and how you can expect the colours to mix together. So if you do want to play along, maybe you're not playing today while you're watching, but you will need some red Powertex Universal Medium, yellow, blue, white and black to actually do this exercise. You could also have grey in your stash as well, which would be helpful, but they're the colours that you will essentially need, and of course you'll need a surface to do your colour wheel onto. So I'm going to shoot down to the art table, but thank you for being here and watching. Please make sure that you do drop a comment in. I do love to see who's here. Let me know that you're here and where you're from, and then I can have a chat to you as well and know that you're actually watching. So welcome, Nicole. Lovely to have you on from Three Hearts Art Studio in Mandurah, and loving the work that you're doing recently. So let's take a look at colour. I know this is Nicole, one of Nicole's favourite things as well. And let's go down to the art table and check out check that out. Hang on. Oh, there we go. Okay, so here we are. So we've got Nina as well from Kansas. So welcome, Nina. So what you can see here is I've got a traditional colour wheel. So you would have all seen one of these. So it's a very useful tool. I've got someone on saying hi from Bridgetown. I imagine that's Corinne. So welcome, Corinne. So Corinne is actually training currently to become a Powertex trainer, and she is in the southwest of WA. So her Lady in Rags have been stunning, and she has done her own take on them, and she's done the most gorgeous white angel as well. So keep an eye out for her. If you're in the southwest, she might be someone you would like to go and do a workshop with. Okay, so and workshops are coming soon. So just with the colour wheel, you would have all seen one of these many times. So of course, around the outside edge, you've got all your colours, and then obviously you've got your colour mixes in between your red, your yellow and your blue. So your primary colours are obviously the colours that you need to do this exercise. Now, I would just like to do a huge shout out to Beth because it was Beth that has actually she went, oh, I really want to do a colour wheel with Powertex. It's really holding me up, not understanding how the Powertex colours mix together. And so Beth Harcourt is actually from the Art Creatives in Balcatta. She is an amazing creative. She's been a past teacher, art teacher, and she just has such a creative mind. I remember when I first came across Beth, and she came to a professional development that I ran for teachers. Her questions were fantastic, and I loved the way she thought outside of the square and asked me things like, what would happen if I did this? And I kind of went, well, that would be interesting to try. So that's really what I love encouraging. I love encouraging experimentation, and Beth is actually very much about experimentation herself. So she's actually got the Art Creatives, which is located in Balcatta, and she has been there for 2 years, and she is running some superb funky workshops out of there, and she's done an amazing series of quirky birds, which are really awesome, and I can't wait to see more of Beth's work with Powertex. So Beth as well is currently doing my course to become a certified Powertex trainer, and so she will be running Powertex workshops up in Balcatta from her shop there. Alrighty, so it was Beth's idea to actually do colour mixing. We got together on Monday so she could have a play with all the different colours, and lovely Kay Jones from Studio 30 came down as well, and we had a play day. So I thought I'd share what we did with you because it is something that I did many years ago, and I just take it for granted that people kind of do these things and know these things. Funny, right? So this is something I'm very familiar with, and I'll show you what I've done in the past with Powertex. And I just kind of tend to work very intuitively with the colour when I'm painting. But of course, if you've got no background and understanding with colour, then it's really helpful to do this. And I really recommend that, you know, if you're struggling with colour, then do this exercise. It is awesome, and it's also an awesome tool to actually have in your studio once you've actually done it. So let's take a look at what I did on Monday with the girls. And so, of course, we all played around. These ones that I've got here, they're all from past colour mixing that I have done. So instead of being structured and on a colour wheel, I did loads and loads of little samples that were just playing with all the different combinations of colour. So I always meant to put it in a chart, but of course I never got that done. So I guess before we go there, we've got our colours around the outside here, or another word for your colour is your hue. And then as we go down the colour wheel, we've actually got, so if we take a look at red, that's your pure red colour, so your pure hue of red. And then you've got it tinted with white, and your tone is actually adding grey, and then your shade is actually adding black. So I'm going to be more systematic in what I'm doing today than what I did last on Monday, and I'm going to actually you know, do the tints and shades as well. But today I thought we'd just do some colour mixing with the primaries so you can see how beautifully Powertex colours actually mix. And then I'll show you the sorts of colours that you can get with the white. Then next week we'll explore shade and tone, and then working with some of the other colours. So if you do want to do this exercise, which I highly recommend doing, then you know, get yourself organised. You just need some of the primary colours in your stash. You can get them in 500 gram bottles as well as your 1 kilo bottles. Your 1 kilo bottles are the most economical way to actually purchase them. Okay, so we can have a look here. So this is actually my colour wheel that I did the other day. So what I've done on each of these is I've done a little bit differently to that particular colour wheel that I've just shown you. So I've got red, I've got the red, the yellow and the blue on here. And you know, it's not perfectly drawn out. They're not exactly equal, but close enough is good enough, right? So then we've mixed the secondary colour of orange, the secondary colour of purple from the red and blue, and then we've mixed the secondary green from the blue and yellow. So that's what I'm going to show you now. And then I've taken tints down here. So I've added all different levels of white all the way down. So you can see the different colours that are actually coming here. So with the red, this is it getting lighter and lighter. I have used white Powertex for the mixes, but you could actually use ivory. It would give you a softer, creamier colour. But if you want a true mix, then use the white Powertex, and that is available in 500 gram bottles at the moment. I don't have the 1 kilo in the white. So coming very soon when the weather warms up in Belgium and I can actually bring my next shipment in. So I can't wait. I am running a little bit low on some stock at the moment, so bear with me. I should have some new stock here by the beginning of April once the weather warms up, like I say. So that's what we're playing with. So what I've got is I've just got a canvas board here, and I've simply used a compass to draw out the colour wheel, and we're going to pop in some colours there. And before we do that, though, I'll show you, this is the, I'm not seeing very well, that's the bluish grey actually mixed with the, I think it's with the ivory. So you can see it's a bit softer. And that's the bronze, and that's the green. And so you can see how beautiful those colours are. You get this really sort of minty green that I really love when you mix the green with the ivory, and then of course you've got your black and your ivory. This is your yellow and ivory. You get really beautiful soft colours with that, and that's your red and ivory with that lovely salmony pink, and then you've got your blue and ivory. Now all of these colours can be used as base colours, and then of course you can actually, you know, spray and change them and mute them and do power wax on them and all sorts of things. So there is plenty of things that you can actually do with those. So let's get started. This is ivory and red, and they are mixes of ivory and red. This one is yellow and red. So I just thought I'd introduce you to a little bit of what we'll, and this is yellow and red, and this one is yellow and red, so just with different quantities. So of course on the colour wheel we will see this transition a little bit, and we also will see you know, one of the tints when we put the white in. This one is red and grey. So of course, as well as your primary colours, we've got a beautiful range of other colours that I love, like the bronze Powertex, and also the bluish grey, the bronze, the green. They are gorgeous colours. Yes, Robin is here, so it's lovely to see you. I was just thinking about you the other day and thinking I hadn't seen you for ages, and of course because I had pulled out my samples, I was definitely thinking of you. So Robin actually made these for me a couple of years ago, and she did those colour mixes for me. So we've also got terracotta, and I still haven't done a terracotta one, Robin. So I have to pull my finger out and get that done. All right, so we are going to get started. Aren't some of these colours just beautiful? So that's the blue and bluish grey. So we'll take more of a look at some of the other colour mixes that you can actually make next week, and I will showcase some of those for you. All right, so I've got my lovely dodgy palette here, and we'll just pop out a bit of red, and I'm going to pop out some. I am terrible at cleaning the top of my bottles. Who else is terrible at cleaning the top of their bottles? It's time to say a yes, I am. Admit it. I know many of you are very good at cleaning your bottles because you like you're neater than me. I am a bomb, and I tend to just have things everywhere, as you can already see. I am getting things out of the way so that I can play, and I just don't want to muddy up my colours too much, so I'm going to spread out over a couple of palettes because I can. So I'm going to pop the blue onto this other one here, and I have got this funky tool that I have had for many, many years. You can see it's well used. And so this is actually a tool that Nick Bomer made for me many years ago in New Zealand. So that was probably, I don't know, around about 2012. So I've had it ever since. It's been super handy. I'll talk about another tool that I use for opening the bottles as well, which is available from any hardware store. It's basically an elastic spanner, and they use it for plumbing, and it is a pretty cool bottle opener. So that works really well. So I'm sure many of you have seen the Powertex UK bottle opener. So it's quite similar to this one that I've actually like I say, Nick Bomer has handmade for me, and he's just used a bit of PVC pipe, a wooden handle, and then he's cut some smaller bits of PVC pipe and inlaid it so that it actually hooks onto those bottle lids. So that is pretty cool. But of course, if you're in the UK, those bottle openers look awesome. So, alrighty. And then of course we need yellow. And away we go. So we're going to pop we'll do our red first. I'm just going to do a quick layer. Might actually use a flat brush. So I like to do a couple of layers with the colour, just so the colour's really intense. I could, of course, just pop it down a bit thicker while I'm actually doing it. So like that. And just put a bit more on there. Alrighty. So that's the red. So then we're going to mix the blue and a red into a purple. So we'll put I feel like I've got too many spaces on here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no. No, I don't think I have. So 1, 2, 3, and we'll put our blue in here. Double guessing myself. Who does that, right? So I haven't seen any comments about the bottle, your bottle caps. Are you a messy bottle cap person like me, or are you a clean bottle cap person? Do you actually make sure that you clean your bottles off at the end of each session? I want to see your comments. Okay, and then of course we don't want any residue in our brush because we're doing our light colour. So we'll go in here. Now those little discs, for those of you who are in WA, these are wonderful because they, they're just a really nice size. So Beth actually got them from the local hardware store at Bunnings and picked them up pretty cheaply for when we were playing on Monday. So they were great. But of course, I've got some canvases that I've had, these canvas boards, and they are perfect for doing this. So now what we want to do, we want to mix our red and yellow into an orange. And so we're going to take our red. Now, what you need to remember is that you need a lot less red than you need yellow, because the red is a lot stronger than the yellow. So I'm going to mix up a bit of a puddle there, and we are going to be putting the orange colour into the centre. So we want it kind of halfway between red and halfway between yellow, which it's kind of leaning towards the red at the minute, which is okay. You know, this is about experimentation and finding out, you know, what works. So yes, Robin's just saying, try to clean and then put a piece of Glad wrap before sealing them. And yes, absolutely. And that's what I'm not good at, Robin, is just cleaning my bottles. And it definitely is worth the effort if you actually clean your bottles. Put a little bit of foreign body in there, probably from my brush or something, maybe from my crazy palette. And like I say, I can come back and I can touch this up later because I like to fiddle. I do have a little bit of a bent towards, I have a little bit of a, now, instead of using a palette knife now, I'm going to just get a bit of this and a bit of this, and I am going to make a lighter colour, which is more towards the yellow side of the colour. And then we can pop it in there next to the yellow. And then, of course, we want one that is going to the red side. So we'll take some of that orange colour that we mixed up and we'll take it more to the red end of the spectrum. Can't see it. Probably got too much residue of the orange on my brush. There we go, that's better. It's a bit more reddy orange. That's a beautiful colour. And so you'll get more intensity when you actually go back and do a second layer of colour, and that's where, you know, like I've put an awful lot of Powertex out here, so you can see how it is actually really economical to mix your colours and paint with your Powertex. Oh, oops, putting that one in the wrong place. Let's put it in the right place. That would be good, Ash. Okay, and then I'll have to let that one dry off. Let's see if we can fix it a little bit. This one should be more towards the yellow end. And yeah, I'll need to let it dry so that I can get a good colour on there. And then I'm just going to do a second coat on that yellow. It's better to let it dry, but I'm just popping a little bit more on to get that intensity. All right, so now we've done that, we actually want to do some tints as well. So I'm not going to do all the tints. I thought I'd just show you one. So I'll go around and I'll do the colour mixing, and then we'll choose one colour to actually, although I'm going to do tints on each one. So let's do that. So someone's saying, definitely should clean my bottles better, like the Glad wrap idea. And Nicole's saying that she is getting better at cleaning her bottle tops before closing the lids. Yes, exactly. So she's also saying that she turns her bottle upside down in a mug of very hot water for a few minutes, and it opens really easily after that. I am definitely with you on that one. That is something that I do all the time. I turn my bottles upside down in hot water before I try and open them, and it just makes it so much easier to actually open. Okay, so we are going to do some tints now. We might as well, because we've got these orange colours mixed, and I'm going to try not to get in a mess here because I am quite well known for doing that. Me, no, never. Who has actually done a colour wheel with Powertex? Has anyone already done this? So like I say, I had done a whole lot of swatches and experimentation with the colours, but I've never really formally sort of done the colour mixing in a colour wheel. And it is so good, especially for you guys who are trainers out there who are running workshops. It is so good for people to be able to see the colours so that they have a vision for what they can do. And if you have charts and things, then it just makes life easier for everyone who is actually looking. All right, so then of course we're going to use our orange here, which I'm just trying not to, oops, it's not smudgy my colours that I've already done. I'm just going to mix a bit more of the orange because I haven't got a lot of that orange because I've kind of lost it a bit. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I'll hold it up so you can see that. So that's sort of midway between that red and that yellow, which is, oh, look at that, I've got a mess. See, wanted to keep it nice and clean. Anyway, now it is gone. All right, so then we're going to take this orange colour and we're going to make a tint with that one. So you can see instead of mixing up all these colours again, it's good to do it while you've actually got the colours mixed and they're still wet on your palette. Isn't that a beautiful colour? I don't know if you can see it, but it is just the most really lovely colour. Wendy, you're here from Baldivis. Welcome. Is this your first time watching? So if it is, just drop a comment. Lovely to see you, and I'm glad to see you commenting as well. So of course, now we're going to do a tint of the colour that goes towards the yellow side of the spectrum. So let's take that orangey colour there, and then we're going to take some of the white into that. Beautiful. I'll get a bit more orange so it's a little bit brighter. That's a really beautiful flesh colour. So that's the red and yellow mixed more to the yellow side of the spectrum and then tinted with the white Powertex. Oops, putting the darker one in. I am so not systematic. I am very much a splash and bash girl. But this is actually super relaxing to do. So you will love it. You will really, really enjoy it. So Wendy's just saying, yes, it's the first time that she's been on. She hasn't heard of Powertex before. Are they acrylics? So what Powertex is, Wendy, is it is a liquid sculpting medium. It behaves a bit like acrylic paint. So you, as you can see, you can paint with it. But you can do so much more. So because it is weather resistant, it's non-toxic, it's water wash up, you can actually use it for sculpture, painting and mixed media, and you can get the most incredible effects with it. So what I am using here is I'm using the yellow mixed with some white. Isn't that just gorgeous? And then we can pop that onto our tint here. Okay. And then, of course, we're going to use our red and darker mix, the one that's in here. So we're just going to add a little bit more of the red into that orange. Oh, I don't want to get that all mushed up. Oh, I'm such a bomb. Okay. Just trying to put things down. Usually when I'm working in the studio, I can spread out, but I've got my little, I've got cameras all around me here. Oh, look at what I'm doing. I wasn't concentrating, right? So what I've done is I've mixed the red and then I haven't tinted it. So we have to tint it. So let's go onto here. And this is the colour that is more the red-orange. So I'm just going to make up a little bit more because, oops. Okay. You're getting a real demonstration on how to fix things today. For those of you who have been on last month in January, so of course we looked at stone art last month. So Wendy, if you missed that, stone art is essentially a refined paper pulp that mixes with the Powertex and it makes an air-dried clay, and it is absolutely gorgeous. So I've just done a series of 4 videos on stone art. So you will find those on YouTube, and so if you go to the YouTube channel, you'll find a playlist where it's actually got Friday Live, so that is Powertex Australia on YouTube, and then you will find lots and lots of fantastic content there. So there's actually a what is playlist, which tells you what Powertex is. So that will give you a really good explainer. Plus you can watch any replays. There is loads of content on there and it is all free for you. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to keep working our way around. So obviously then we'll do our red and blue and our blue and yellow. And so I have pretty much finished with this. So I can work on a clean palette. And what I like to do with my leftovers is I like to scrape them on and put them into things. So Kay is here. So Kay will have to have a little listen and play back the replay because she got mentioned earlier. And of course, Kay was here on Monday when we were having a play. So Kay, I'm being a little bit more systematic about what I'm doing today. As you can see, I am following more of, how your traditional colour wheel actually looks. All right, so then we have red and blue. So I'm going to now put those on the same palette. One of the most surprising mixes is actually the yellow and the blue and how it makes the most gorgeous green. So yeah, you're welcome, Wendy. You will just find so much stuff on there. So I hope you enjoy that. So again, your blue is darker in value than your red. So what that means is that if you look at colours, the easiest way is probably to show you that colour wheel. If you have a look at your colours and you have a look at your values, so see here, this value is quite a dark value, so and that is really going well with that dark violet. And then you can see that the blue violet is a lighter value, and then you can just flip this around to see what sort of, that's probably pretty close there, sort of between that one and that one, I would say, that blue. So So you can actually, these are quite a handy tool, these colour wheels, if you know how to use them properly. They can be a really great tool for studio. All right, so we don't want to have so much dark that it kills our purple. So we are going in and we want it to be a nice reddy purpley colour. So that looks pretty good. See that? All right, and I'll move these tints out of the way so that we've got this purple palette. And then we pop our purple in here. And then, of course, what's next is we are going to do the colours between the yellow and the, sorry, not the yellow. We're going to do the colours between the red and the purple and between the purple and the blue. So I want to keep some of this colour because I want to do my tint, but I don't want the white in my brush while I am playing with the really strong hues, because otherwise you will get a mix that actually, sorry, creating, can't talk. You'll get a mix that has white in it, and that is not good when you don't want the white in it. I just went to turn the disc around and of course I can't because it's on the table. It's actually a big flat, big flat canvas, because it will give me some room to do some colour notes around the outside. And so I can do some other colour mixing around the outside of it. Okay, so that's my, between my purple and my red. And then of course I'm going to do between my purple and my blue. So I'm going to have, this one will be more blue than red. I just want to mix up a bit more colour because I still want to do my tints. So this is the original colour here. So we're going to use that for the tint. This is our now darker colour heading more towards the blue. Ooh, lovely. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Okay, so we can get some of that and pop that in there. Yeah, Nicole's just saying that she loves the purples you can create with Powertex. And once you start getting into the tints as well, they're just gorgeous. So once you start adding your whites and your ivories into your purple colour mixes, it is just beautiful. Got a bit of a shaky hand there today. Just extend that blue out a bit. Okay, so now of course we want to do our tints in those so that while we've got these mixed up we can quickly do our tints. So if we get our white, and we're going to add a bit of white into that reddy colour, that reddy purpley. I'll just put a bit more white in. So this is the ooh-ah moments. We go, oh, I like that colour. But actually having done this, it makes it really easy for you to duplicate the colours if you're doing a painting and you go, I'd just like to dry brush with a bit of a purple, or I'd like to dry brush with a bit of pink or a bit of orange, because of course you don't have to dry brush with your metallics. you can dry brush with your Powertex colours and actually build up your layers, which is a really, you know, beautiful thing to do. All right, I'm just looking for some clean white here that doesn't have orange in it, because otherwise the mix will go a bit brown. It's quite similar to that other colour. Maybe I didn't. That's better. That's better. Who's going to do a colour wheel this week? So let me know if this has inspired you to get colour mixing. So Grace, welcome Grace, lovely to see you here. I don't think I've seen you here before. Is this your first time on the live? Let me know. So the finish is, I would say satin, and then depending on what you put on it, you can actually, you know, play with that. So you can really, if you like really glossy, then you can actually make your work quite glossy as well. So it is really lovely to play around with. And I love the intensity of the colour that you get with Powertex and the really solid solid colour that you get with it. And because it is like it's one medium that does so many things, so it acts like a paint, it acts like a glue, so you can do so much with it. That's where it gets super, super, super exciting. Right, I'm just pinching a last bit of white from here so that we can do this final tint of the one that is heading more towards the blue. I'm just going to put a little bit more blue in it so that we get that full effect. Yep. Here we go. Isn't that gorgeous? So next week I'll be doing part 2 where we are going to look at some of the other Powertex colours, and we're also going to look at the tints and shades and how the colours look when we complete the rest of the colour wheel. So you could actually do your own colour wheel this week and get to the point where you've done all the tints. It's Grace's first time, Wendy's friend in Baldivis. So you guys are local to me, so that is lovely. I do need a little bit more white for a tint, so I'm going to start with another palette. Ice cream container lids, they are fantastic. So I love using them, and you can see these are well used. They've been well recycled. So if you are local and you want to drop some new white ice cream container lids into me, that would always be appreciated. So the other thing is that if you do want some supplies, I am based in Safety Bay. So, you know, those of you who are local, you can just send me a message and come down and have a look at some of the artwork. And actually, you can buy stuff here as well. So you just need to make an appointment with me. I'm open by appointment because I use my studio to paint in. That is the big plan, is to be in the studio, actually doing stuff and creating, so you guys can see possibilities. So if you are local to Perth, Peel Open Studio is coming up, and both Nicole and Kay are going to have their studios open as part of Peel Open Studios. It's always an amazing event. It's Nicole's 3rd year of doing it, and it is Kay's 1st year of doing it. So the studios are always wonderful to actually go and visit. All right, so now we've done our tints for that side. We've just got to finish off this bit here. This is a longer live today than I normally go for, but it's that's the way it goes when you're doing colour mixing and you talk too much like I do. But I hope you're enjoying it. Let me know whether it's inspiring you to actually do some yourself as well, because that's what I'm here for. That's why I do it. I don't really need to do this again, but I'm enjoying doing it again. And like I say, it is actually quite relaxing to do. So, of course, now we want to take our blue and our yellow. And again, your blue is a much darker value than your yellow. So you're going to need a lot less blue than you need yellow for that middle mix. Should be using a palette knife, but never mind. I will. And I think I need to make sure that I haven't got any white in my brush as well. So it's really easy. If you don't wash your brush properly, you'll find that you do have, colour in there that you don't want in there. Robin's just saying, I never talk too much. Right. Crazy. Be nice to see you again, Robin. Haven't seen you for ages. So just a word on a couple of date changes. I have mentioned that I'm going to be running a 4-day art workshop. I've been talking about that coming up. I haven't been talking about it a lot, but I have been saying it would be coming up in February. What has happened is the lady that was going to come over from South Australia, she is no longer able to come. So I am pushing the 4-day workshop in my studio out until we will start on the 30th of April and it finishes on the Friday, the 3rd of May. So it's going to be a really good workshop. We're going to be exploring interpretations of the Australian landscape in mixed media. So, of course, using Powertex and different techniques. It will be very much a playful, exploratory discovery workshop. If you want to be part of it, I haven't advertised it yet, other than talking about it here now. So I have already got 3 people. I am not going to have more than 8. So if you're interested in it, please send me a message sooner than later and let me know, and I'll let you know the details. But essentially, it's going to be $800 for the 4 days, and that is going to include your lunch each day. And we're going to have a bit of a gala night on the Friday night so that we can showcase our artwork. Okay, now what have I done here? Look at that. I have covered all my middle tone colour, so I'm just going to take a bit more blue and make a bit more up while we're there. Getting in a lovely mess because I want to do my tints as well. So I want enough left over that I'm going to have enough for tints. Gee, I keep getting that palette onto that white colour. It's running away. So you haven't been doing much art lately, Robin? Maybe Friday Lives will get you inspired to do some again and get back into it. Be lovely to see you dropping some artwork in the Creative Hub. So if you haven't joined us in the Powertex Australia Creative Hub, make sure you do that. That's a group on Facebook, and so you can join us there. And it's a really nice group of like-minded people who are creative, who just need a bit more yellow, I think. So it's a really nice group of people. It's a great place to share your artwork, what you've been doing, and if you're stuck with anything, you can also ask questions there, and everyone is so generous and willing to help. Of course, I'm in that group as well, so I manage that group, and but everyone else usually answers the questions before I do anyway. So it's nice. It's a very good group to be part of. Lots of beautiful people in there. Okay, so you can, I'm mixing off camera here because I'm just away I go in my la la land, right? So what I'm doing now is I'm mixing that colour between the blue and the green. So it's actually quite a nice colour. So Robin's been away, so she hasn't been doing much between Christmas and since Christmas. So you'll have to get back into it, Robin, now that it's February. Can you guys believe it? February already. I can't believe it. So just many of you have heard as I've been doing the demo that I am running a pilot course at the moment for people to become certified as Powertex trainers. The good thing about it is it's actually an online course. So I have for a long time wanted to get trainers started around Australia, and I just haven't had the ability to be able to do that because of the distance. And so actually having the new online trainers course is working out brilliantly well. And those of you who are here, so that's Corinne and Kay, and I can't think who else is here that at the moment that is actually doing the training. So Nicole did my business course with me in 2021, and her art business is just soaring along. And so the girls, you could drop a comment and say how you're finding the training. And it is online, and so the whole idea is that it makes it accessible for people, and it gives you a really good opportunity to really spend some time with me. So for years I've been putting together the course, so I've actually been, Denise is here from the Happy Scrappy Bug, so she's going to be starting the next course, so the launch. So I haven't been talking about it. I've only got a small group at the moment working with me, and they're like my guinea pigs because I'm trying everything out on them, but I'm getting some really good feedback from them that you know, what I'm covering is really hitting the mark and really helpful. So I really appreciate that. And Denise, you have just got your login. So anyone who joins me for the next course, you will have immediate access to the practical content that you need to start creating, which is, you know, really good. So, right, let's take, I'm just talking in between mixing, so you can kind of watch me mixing, but I'm having a chat at the same time. So, of course, now we're going to do our tints for these three colours. Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? So that is the one that leans towards the blue. And so that is this one here. Look at that beautiful green. That is really like the green that is straight out of the bottle, but probably even nicer. So you'll find people who aren't familiar with Powertex, you will find it does behave like acrylics. So any rule of thumb that you have with acrylic paint, you need to bear the same in mind with Powertex. So it will dry darker, and it will also, yeah, it is a bit eucalyptus, isn't it? It's just such a beautiful colour. So that was Robin just dropping that comment in. That is a really beautiful colour. So, of course, you find these colours when you are mixing intuitively, but it's really nice to actually be intentional and do the colour wheel. So thanks, Beth, for getting me to do one. Like I say, I've done loads and loads of colour mixing swatches like you saw before, but I have never really just taken the time to do a colour wheel. So that is what we are doing now. Look at that. That is the most gorgeous sort of muted olive green. That is beautiful. So we'll pop that one on there. Woohoo! And the last mix that we're going to do for the day. So with the Certified Powertex Trainers course, if you are interested in becoming a Certified Powertex Trainer, I'm very interested in talking to you. I am doing a launch. The next course will start on the 11th of March, but like I said, you will actually have access to the course immediately to all the practical content, and you will also get a course overview so that you can actually start creating your practical submissions. And then from there you have an 8-week intensive with me where once a week I am live on Zoom with you, and I actually will help you with any questions that you actually have in regards to your art business and in regards to things. And it will be a teaching session, but also a Q&A. So it will be very much about fast tracking your start, how to get started, and you know, what you need to know. So like I say, if you want to know more about that Powertex Trainers course and it's something you might be interested in doing, just drop me a message. You know, you can send me a message on Messenger, or you can just feel like I want to do a little bit more on this one here. Just raiding some of the colour because it's such a nice colour. Oh, it's actually, I'm mixing it up and it's actually this yellow colour. So that is literally the yellow. Hopefully I didn't get any blue in there. It is literally just the yellow and the white. Mixed it properly. That's what you get when you brush, right? Yeah, that last colour is really pretty. So that's a really, it's very natural Australian colours actually. There we go. So that is me done, and I'll just pop over onto so you can see me. So that is us basically done, and I'll hold it. Oh, I can't hold it up because it's on the art table, but I can maybe zoom in. So I will do that in just a second. But like I was just saying, for those of you who are interested in learning more, you can connect with me on Facebook and on Instagram and on TikTok at Ashley Hay Art or Powertex Australia. And of course, you can view my art courses on Ashley Hay Art Academy. There is 4 courses on there. So they are the practical courses that you get as part of the Powertex Certified Powertex Trainers course, the new one, and it is internationally endorsed as well by Brigitte Grade. So I hope to get a few messages from you, because I would love to get some people going in South Australia, some more people from Victoria and New South Wales. We have got some lovely up and coming trainers in New South Wales and Victoria. I've got someone coming up in the Tasmania, but I'd love to have a few more in Tassie and South Australia, New South Wales, Victoria. The Northern Territory is wide open. And of course, we are going worldwide with this. So it is also recognised in the USA. Cheryl Boglioli is Powertex UA, and we are collaborating. So she is recognising the course over there. So if you're in the USA and want to become a certified Powertex trainer, you can. And the same in France and Israel. So stay tuned for more countries to come, and I will chat more about that over the weeks as we are doing things. So next week, let me just show you what we'll do next week. Sorry, I've got two computers going here. So you can see what I've done here. I'll just bring this down a little bit. So there you go. So you can see that finished. And so next week, what I'll do is I'll do the shades. Well, I actually had planned to do a lighter tint here as well, so I'll probably do that during the week. But then we'll also have tones and shades in there, or I might just do tones and shades and ignore the 3 sections and just do 2. So Wendy, lovely, thank you for being here, Wendy, and I can't remember who was the other person that was on for the first time? Grace, Wendy and Grace, thank you for being here. And I guess you saw it on the local residents of Safety Bay or one of the local places. So yeah, Grace. Love the colour wheel and how it makes you really think about this process. So that's just what Corinne is saying. So Corinne is from Bridgetown, like I was saying before. And I really look forward, Wendy, to seeing you in my studio and coming down and checking out the artwork, and yeah, go from there. So Robin's just saying, what's the difference between a hue and a shade? So a hue is basically the colour, so the pure colour, and then a shade is where you've added black to the pure colour. So what we've done today is we've added white, which is a tint. So we've added white to the hue or the pure colour. To get the tone, you add grey to your colour and then black to your shade. And then your value is the light or darkness of each of the colour. So there you go. It depends on who you talk to. There's a lot of different colour theories, and it's really good just to think about colour in this way. And yeah, it's a great question, Robin, and one that many people don't get as well. So I hope you are all inspired to go away and create some lovely things and do some lovely artwork this week. So next week, I'll just quickly show you where's my thing. Here we go. Look, Beth, look what I did. So Beth's was beautifully in 3 patches of colour, and it looked perfect because you had 3 circles. So what she did and what I sort of went, oh yeah, I'll do that too, because one of the things that I need to know is how the colours look when they're mixed with the bluish grey and the other colours. So what we did was we took the blue, the red and the yellow, and then she mixed the white, the ivory, the terracotta and the grey and the bronze and the green and the black, and into all of the colours. And so that's what we'll take a look at more next week. Don't know why that is going away there, but we will take more of a look at that next week. Okie dokie, so let me just put myself over here. And so it's super hot here. We are in the middle of a heat wave. Make sure you create and connect and share with us on the Powertex Australia Hub, like I mentioned earlier. Next week, I will be showing you part 2 of colour mixing with Powertex. So be sure to be here and bring your colour wheels and play along. So I will chat soon, and I really hope that you guys have a wonderful, hang on, I'm just trying to find something here. I hope you guys have a wonderful creative week and that you've enjoyed this Friday live. And that I see you again next week, because I am here because you guys would like to learn some techniques and things with Powertex. So that is why I'm here. I hope it's inspired you. Have a wonderful creative week and enjoy painting with Powertex. Ciao.